Hello folks, this is Pierre-André Mathieu, and I'm here today with a tutorial on how to improve both player and enemy widgets. So I'm going to play here and test it out and show you just exactly what I mean by improving the player and enemy widgets. See here, enemies have spawned. They're inflicting damage to me, and my health decreases. I'm returning the favor, and their health decreases. So, this is what I mean by improving these widgets. And I'm gonna show you exactly how I do it in this tutorial. So, as you can see here, I have a canvas panel called the player HUD. Inside, I have a vitality size box. And it contains overlay, and I call this overlay vitality. Behind the vitality gauge, there's the vitality gauge base. And as you can see, I use the color green and set this alpha to 0.5. That way, it will be more transparent. But as for the fill color and opacity, I use the color red. For the vitality gauge itself, I just use green. Now, if we go to our graph here, for the event construct, I'm using cast to player character, which comes from the player character. And from as player character BP, I bring the input connection out from that and promote that to a variable, and that variable is as player character blueprint. With the use of the event tick, what I'm using is the vitality gauge base, which is the progress bar that we have in our designer. And from this, I'm using get percent from as character player blueprint. I need to get vitality percentage. If any of this is false, then what we need to do is to determine if the vitality gauge base is valid. So from the input connection, I'm gonna have to use is valid. Which is the one we have here. And from get vitality gauge base, we're using set percent. On that. In case if you're confused, I'll bring it out. See, set percent is from the progress bar. In percent, we're going to be using what's called a lurk, which is what we have here. And from the LURP, the alpha needs to be 0.02. From A, we use the percentage from vitality gauge base. From B, we use vitality percentage. When we calculate all this, we'll know that the vitality gauge base is what's firing up, seeing the red bar, which indicates that the player is taking damage. To reinforce my point, I'm going to test it out again. As you can see, what I said right there is true enough. This is how I improve the player screen widget with the player's vitality. Now, let's move on to the enemy vitality. From my previous tutorial, just now, I show you how to set up an enemy health widget whenever he's locked on. Now, what I'm about to show you is how I improve upon inflicting the damage into the opponent, having that red thing display that the enemy is taking damage. As you can see, this is from the previous tutorial, so what I'm showing you here is the improved version of it. As you know, I get dynamic material from the enemy health, and from that I get secular parameter value, and what I need from this is the percentage offset. Hold on. I'll get to that later. Anyway. As a matter of fact, it's not supposed to be here, so I'll use that. yeah, I'll get into that later. But anyway, I have get dynamic material, and from the dynamic material, I'm going to be using set secular parameter value. And what I need from this value is only, well, this works well, but what I actually need is from the locked target, at the very least, is the vitality percentage. So I'm gonna bring out from the input connection and from the pen of locked target, I'm going to be using vitality percentage, and from that percentage I'm going to bring the input connection to the value of set secular parameter value. I'm gonna erase that. Actually, undo that, because I only need to erase this. So the only thing I need is the vitality percentage. And now that I have that, I'm gonna get rid of this. Yeah. So what I need from the dynamic material is set secular parameter value. And the parameter I should be using is %. With the vitality percentage we have from the locked target, we can determine that value from the float. As for set vector parameter value, well, previously I have color, but what I actually need is to fill color. Let's go back to the design and show you just what I'm talking about. You see, this is what we need for the vector parameter value. And we need to use that to determine the color of the enemy widget, whether full health or the enemy is running low on health. From the den 1 of the sequence, I get enemy health, and then from the enemy health, all I need is to get dynamic material, which is what we have here. And from the dynamic material, I'm going to get scalar parameter value, which is right here. And what I need from the parameter name is %offset, which is what we have right here. and that determines that the enemy is taking damage. What we need from the get dynamic material is, again, setting the vector parameter value, which is decrease color. And just to reinforce my point, this is what I'm talking about. The decrease. Okay. To put it simply, this is what I meant about decreasing the color. And I'm using this as a reminder of what we're using. That being said, the decreased color is what we need to determine, again, if the enemy is taking damage. From the locked target, we're going to need to use, again, the vitality percentage. But this time, the input connection from the vitality percentage must remain in the bottom of the equal pin. From the get scalar parameter value, we connect the input connection from its return value to the top part of the equal. Simply put, what we need to determine is that the scalar parameter value percentage offset from the material dynamic of get enemy health is equal to the vitality percentage we have from the locked target. And if it's false, then what we need to do is, again, set scalar parameter value from get dynamic material and type in percentage offset for the parameter name. From the value, we're going to be using lerp, a lerp float. For A, we use the scalar parameter value of the percent offset. For B, we're going to be using vitality percentage. As for alpha, we need to set the alpha to 0.15. Is going to show the decreased color briefly as the enemy is taking damage. That being said, let's give the whole game a test run, shall we? Enemies have spawned. I'm taking damage. In kind, he takes the damage. Well, I meant in response, but you get the point. So yeah, there you have it. That's how I was able to improve the widgets for both player character and the enemy AI in terms of their vitalities and displaying the decreased color of how much damage they're able to take. So yeah, there you have it, and that concludes this tutorial. And I know what you're thinking. Just how did I set up an enemy spawn wave? Well, tomorrow I will show you a tutorial on how I do that. And fair warning, it's going to be a heck of a tutorial, so brace yourself and pay attention and take notes as you go. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel for future tutorials such as this. And as always, remember, what you take and learn from me is yours to do with as you see fit. Peace out and have a good day. Thank you for watching.